Hey, Rick, we had Mindy Riley on today, and she was a really, really good guest, especially an up-and-coming guru or rising guru. What'd you think?
I thought she was extremely interesting. I love her energy and her knowledge already. It was very interesting that she had such a phenomenal background to become a real estate agent. She already had a lot of the skills and knowledge she needed before she ever became a real estate agent.
Yep. Yeah, she has a very interesting path in how she became a real estate agent.
I agree.
And then even the story she tells later, about every little thing that we ask. I mean, I love this story.
And I liked her first car.
Yes.
That was great.
You must tune in to find out what her first car was to get Rick to smile like that.
Welcome to Indy's Real Estate Gurus, your ultimate guide to the dynamic world of real estate in Indiana. And I'm Rick Ripma, your hardworking mortgage guy, and I've been in real estate and mortgages for over 24 years.
And I'm Ian Arnold, a loan officer on Rick's hardworking mortgage team, and we are both with Advisors Mortgage Group. Together, we'll empower you with expert advice, market trends, and successful stories from guru realtors and local experts.
Whether you're a homeowner, investor, or pro, join us as we navigate the thriving Indy real estate market.
Now get ready to unlock the doors of success, one episode at a time.
Well, we are excited today. We have Mindy Riley, and Mindy's with EXP Realty. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And welcome. We really appreciate you joining us today.
Thanks, Rick. Thank you, Rick, and Ian, too. It's a pleasure to be here. It's my first time on a podcast, so this is really exciting for all of us at EXP in my world.
Awesome. Yeah. Podcasts just have really exploded, so it's really we feel like we've had a lot of agents on, and we feel like most people enjoy it a lot, and they hopefully get a lot of value out of it, and so do our listeners. But I want to start, as I always do, let's talk about your past. Where did you grow up? You know, what have you been doing? You know, what was your dream job as a child? What did you want to grow up to be? And just give us a little background on you.
Okay, sure, no problem. So I was born right here in Carmel, Indiana. I actually was raised in Home Place.
Okay.
My dad was also Home Place. We call ourselves Home Place rats, but so yeah, my dad was also from Home Place. My mom, they graduated from Carmel, so all the Greyhounds
legacy,
here.
yeah,
all the Greyhounds. Grew up in one-story ranch. In high school, I thought I wanted to be a dolphin trainer.
That'd be a great job.
That would be so fun, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't actually end up doing that, but I did get to photograph the dolphins. We used to do photography as well.
Okay.
So after high school, I went to photography school, ended up getting an associate's degree in commercial photographic technology. I got that in a school that actually doesn't exist anymore. It's Kaplan now, but it was called Ohio Institute of Photography and Technology. We had photography, and we were actually just breaking into like the digital things and Photoshop. So we did all the darkroom stuff, negatives, and all that.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that was fun. After photo school, moved back so that was in Dayton, Ohio. And then moved back here and ended up working for IU for the photographic services. Okay. So yeah, go Hoosiers. So yeah, we did all the campus shooting. We did everything from ballet and theater to football. And we shot dignitaries that came into town. So that was a really, really fun time. And then once I settled down, got married, had kids, I decided to start my own business, and I was doing mostly weddings, maternity photos, and that sort of thing. And it's funny because while I was in photo school, I was working for a lady who was flipping houses. And so I was doing DIY flooring and fixing latches and things like that for her. She would hand me a punch list at 16, 17. And then fast forward through the photography, then I can't even tell you how many realtors said to me, hey, with your, skills in photography, you really should become a realtor. So over the, years, a lot of people did mention, hey, why aren't you a realtor? So that was kind of woven throughout. So I did the photography business for a pretty long time, 20 years. And then I was working for a real estate team, the Team Style here in Carmel,
Okay.
Justin, and so I was actually doing all the marketing for Stacy Willis.
Okay.
And so she was with several different brokerages. We rebranded her 3 or 4 different times, Remax, ERA Real Estate, Lynx, and then Berkshire Hathaway.
Okay.
So I did the marketing for them for around 11 years. And so I kind of shifted my photography into more of a graphic design and newsletters and layouts. And then I worked for her husband, who just actually got sworn in as the mayor of Westfield.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So they actually got me really into real estate. So I blame them. I mean, I thank them. He said, so I was working for him in his civilian business. He's a recruiter for pharmaceutical engineers. So I was doing some of his layouts and newsletters, and he said, oh gosh, I should farm you out to my wife. So then I worked for both of them. Okay. And so eventually she said, hey, you could make more even if you get your license as an assistant. So I ended up doing that during the pandemic, all online. Yep. So 2020 did that. We were doing a little mask brigade too at the time. We had a little Facebook group where we had people cutting and sewing and driving fabric to places, doing the masking. So glad we're over that now.
Yes, me too.
Yes. So that's kind of how I started in the real estate world. And I did get my license with the intention of, just learning the business from her. And then I was in referral status for about 2 years. And then she moved, and when Scott was campaigning, she ended up working for Old Town Builders.
Yeah.
So she was the sales marketing director there. So she said, hey, you should research where you're going to land your license. And so that's exactly what I did.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
It's such a great experience that you have to become a real estate agent, because you've got the background of you understand the photography, which is a piece of real estate, the graphic design, the marketing. I mean, everything that's not everything, but a lot of those things that are really important, you have a great background in.
Thank you.
Have you felt that? Has that helped you?
It definitely helped me, with that piece of it, the collaborative efforts and networking and stuff like that. That comes naturally. Yeah. Yep. So, and then, I have a sort of a craving for more information all the time. So, a lot of people call that being a workaholic, but I just call it being, really into it, So,
you like what you do.
So always learning more. You can always expand your knowledge and grow. It was kind of a given, okay, I could do marketing forever, so it's really been a lot of fun. I'm loving it.
Great.
I look forward to going and doing this job every day. It's not really a job when you like it, right?
That's right. That's what I find. I find all my friends who have retired hated what they did. I never plan on retiring because I like what I do. I enjoy coming to work. I enjoy doing what I do. So it's like, I don't understand these people and then they do, like I talked to a guy yesterday, and his whole day was taken up with, he was at the stretch lab and he was at the massage therapist and it's like, yeah, but okay, that's nice for a little while, but I'd get sick of that. Mm-hmm. So how did you it's a tough business to get going in. Mm-hmm. I know you have a lot of that experience came through, but how have you been so successful so quickly?
Well, I would attribute that to the business model at EXP, hands down.
Okay.
And it's actually the team that I'm on is in Michigan. And so I have support from my team in Michigan, Team Gogo Bethke. She's actually known as the social media queen of real estate. Okay. I don't know if you've heard of her or not, but she has inspired a lot of growth and lessons and all the training and the systems. And with her, it's kind of a thing of never stop learning, never eat or drink coffee alone, like never eat lunch alone, that sort of thing. So it was really just the culture at EXP that gave me a springboard to, jump from. She has a saying, and I love it. We're going to jump out the window, but we're going to build that plane on the way down.
Yeah. Well, that has some faith to it. You better have faith.
Absolutely.
So how'd you actually, it's different having a team like within a centralized location, but yours is in Michigan. So how did that even formulate? And then how does it work?
Yeah. So that's a really good question, Ian. So that's the sort of the perk about EXP, because we are global and we have referral partners everywhere, and we don't limit ourselves to, I don't know anybody who is selling in Michigan or whatever. So that's one thing. We have our own off-market listing service now. We have our own MLS, which is huge. But also, just so I connected with my sponsor, Cynthia, in a real estate group on Facebook for women. At the time, I was researching all the big names locally. And I had asked all my friends, who's your favorite realtor? Who didn't you love? Whatever. So I interviewed a lot of different brokerages and they did the DISC personality testing and all. We went through all the things. But yeah, I found them as I was looking at other brokerages on Facebook. And then when Cynthia and I talked, it was the culture of EXP that spoke to me through her. And what I mean by that is she approached me like a colleague and a friend. She wasn't giving me a hard sale. She just said, hey, I'd love to be a resource if you have any questions about EXP. And it was like, oh yeah. And of course I had I did my research. I looked up the YouTube videos, KW versus, or, all of the others. So when she approached me, it was really more of a friendly, family-oriented culture, and I really gravitated towards that. And so then I do have my Indiana team, and actually I say I'm on a team, but I'm not literally on a team. I'm an independent agent, but I'm actually building my own team. I actually just have signed one brand new agent, and so I'm kind of helping her. I'm not a mentor yet, but helping her get her legs in a good foundation as well. So it's really it's a family. EXP really has taught me incredible things. Yeah.
Now, where is she located?
My new recruit.
Your new recruit.
She's in Fishers, and she actually, previously, she and her husband have investment properties.
Okay.
So she's ready to go. She doesn't understand also how ready she is for this, right?
Yeah. Because it's always scary when you're starting something.
Yeah. And you can psych yourself out all day long.
Yep.
You can compare yourself to other people and think, oh, I don't have what they have, or, oh, look at her, she's really doing this. And really all you have to do is believe in yourself. And so it's that thought process, the mindset is huge.
And work.
Yeah. And work. Hard work.
Yep.
And be smart about it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I listen to a lot of books on tape, and I read a lot. And you said it sounds like you do the same thing. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I've got a book by 50 Cent. Do you know who 50 Cent is? Okay.
I'm surprised you do, but continue.
That's like a rapper, right?
He is a rapper. Okay, but I didn't know who he was. Okay, but it's a self-help book. Mm-hmm. And what is so intriguing to me is his beliefs and how he's telling people to better themselves. Mm-hmm. Is exactly what every other self-help person tells you. Mm-hmm. He did what he did, and one of the biggest things is he worked hard. Mm-hmm. And he says, have no fear, like you just said. Just go do it. Mm-hmm. You just got to do it. And you got to, So it's just interesting to me how it really is a universal. There are certain steps to be successful. You just have to take those universal steps. And a lot of people don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. I think that's a tough piece.
Yes, absolutely. People. Yeah. And really, so the team GoGo has kind of like made me step out of my comfort zone a little bit, which is great. You need someone to, give you that push. Like a kick in the pants is still a step forward.
That's
so,
right.
so we ended up going to a self-help seminar with Tony Robbins.
Oh, yeah.
And I would have never accepted, first of all, paying to go to that. Second of all, putting myself out there and doing it, going to the event. And it's a 14-hour day, 4 or 5 day event, right? So I went to unleash the power within.
Okay.
And, of course, everybody said, and they said this when we got there, they said, everyone's going to say, oh, that's a cult, or it's weird, it's a scam, whatever. But that was a truly amazing experience because I was able to meet some of my Michigan teammates that I work with over the years on Zoom. So that was really cool. But, just getting rid of those limiting beliefs is really where it's at. And then, if you're going to compare yourself to someone, well, hey, the greatest map to success is to look at how someone else did it.
That's right.
And so that's kind of what they've given us here. And I mean, the resources are absolutely amazing. A lot of my friends that are at other brokerages tell me, oh, I've been in the business for 20 years. And I feel like their brokerage isn't offering training because they think that they're seasoned and they don't need it. But, you've got to keep your skills honed no matter what you do, right? If you work in leather, you have to keep up with the times, and it still things change. And then using the systems too. I'm a very laid back type of gal. So automated CRMs and all those things, at first seem a little impersonal. But then realizing those all have a really good purpose and a place. No system works unless you use it, right?
That's right.
What's the best system? Whichever one you'll use.
The one you're using.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and then we have a breakfast club call every morning at 7:30, and it has changed my life.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I just dial in while I'm getting my middle schooler out the door. Sometimes we're driving. She ends up hearing it. And I mean, the advice on here, there are golden nuggets every morning. And so I look forward to, the breakfast clubbers.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, they want to, maybe they want to join your team, or they have any real estate needs, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Well, of course, I always have my cell phone with me. And so they can call or text me there. It's 317-565-9741. And then as well, a lot of people like to reach out through the Facebook Messenger. All my contact info is also on Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business, YouTube, everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, so lots of places to reach out. Most people in my demographic, I would say, are comfortable with the Messenger app. So that's a really good way.
So how do they find you on Facebook?
Oh, it's just Mindy Riley.
Okay.
And then, so that's my personal page. And then I have Mindy Riley Real Estate, which is a page that I share stuff on. So
business page.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll actually, if they go on there, they'll find a picture of me doing some flooring, which I don't really do. I made an exception to help a friend, a seller of soup, at some point seller. It's like, okay, that's, I don't do that anymore, but then again, I do.
But you had skill. You have skill at it. So
So, and it's fun, it's fun to transform things and do before and after. So if you want to, people go look for my before and after, they can see my handiwork.
There you go. Yeah. And to get a hold of Ian or I, go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. Or you can call us at 317-672-1938. It's 317-672-1938.
All right, Mindy. So we're going to take a little pause. Let's get to know you a little bit more. So when you cannot work whatsoever, can't pick up the phone, what do we catch you doing for fun?
Oh, man, that is rough. Ask my daughters. They forced me this year to take 2 whole days off in a row at Christmas and 2 whole days off at New Year's. And I did it, but I was still accidentally getting in the phone and doing graphic design. But seriously, I'm an extrovert, so I love going out and doing anything. I like to travel. I like to go to live music, so I'm a concert addict, I'll be honest. My cousin has a band, so I go to their little jam sessions and stuff like that. I'm not musically inclined at all, so I'm the VIP section there.
Okay.
Yeah, I just get the dancing going and stuff like that. We just tried axe throwing. That was so much fun. Yeah. So,
Did it stick in the board?
yeah.
Did it?
Yeah, they teach you how to like do it. And of course a couple of our first throws bounced and we laughed at ourselves. But yeah, great fun. I like to do, just get out once in a while and do whatever local. I'm a hiker. I like to do bird watching.
Oh, you do?
Yes, love bird watching. I'm a water sign. So put me near water, lakes or beaches. I'll be fine.
All right, we're waiting, Rick. Go ahead.
Well, you may have, my two boys are really into birding.
Oh, cool. I have a bird nerd page on Facebook. Okay. They should look me up.
They're so into birding that the oldest one, who lives here in Carmel, owns a bird tour company that they're going all over the world.
What?
He's going to...
okay, I need this info.
He's going to... where is he going? Not China.
Don't look at me.
I think, Korea. I think he's going to Korea.
Wow.
And while he's there, the other one's going to be in, I don't know, somewhere in South America, Costa Rica, or I don't know. They go all over. They're always traveling.
Leading a bird tour.
Leading bird tours.
That's
it's
so
called,
cool.
Saber Wing Nature Tours.
Okay.
And they also have a photography part, which is his partner, business partner, is a phenomenal nature photographer, bird photographer. So he does a lot of that. But if you're really into birds,
I am.
Have you ever heard of the biggest week in American birding?
No.
Okay, it's up in northern Ohio.
Okay.
It's in May.
Oh.
And it says all the birds come flying, in their coming north, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
They land before they cross Lake Erie.
Oh,
okay. And so they land. And so they have this huge festival. My son runs all the tours for the festival.
Cool.
And a lot of times it's phenomenal birding. My wife's a birder. I'm not, but my wife's a birder.
Okay.
So I've been birding my whole life.
Yeah, then burn braid.
But I'm not a birder.
Oh.
But I like going out. Like I like going out walking and all that kind of stuff. But they're really, really into birding. And the other one does. He's been birding since he was 10. He just got into it, and he went to IU. But he did all summers. He's a field biologist, and every summer at IU, and he worked for Rocky Mountain Bird Observatory and did all kinds of stuff.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, so I'll have to look that
really
up.
Into my family is really into birding.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
I love it that you're not so much, but you're willing to be obligatory guest.
Well, for a long time, I said I was the payer.
Yeah.
And the driver.
Yes.
That's what I was good at. They allowed me to go because I would pay.
Yes. CFO. And
welcome to Dad.
Driver.
That's called Dad 101.
I sense a dad joke in there.
That's what I would do. That's exactly right.
Really cool. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do tours all the time. They're always. Yeah, you can sign up for their newsletter so you can just see some of the stuff they do. It's they do a really good job.
I'll share their events, maybe even sign up for one.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Yeah.
They're all, I looked at all the stuff they have come. It's unbelievable, all the tours they're doing right now.
I bet. Yeah, that was the other childhood dream. I was going to do National Geographic photography.
Oh, well, you did photography, yeah.
I did, but then I decided, maybe they're right. I don't really want to live in like a hut for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe not, Yeah.
When we're kids, we think something looks great, which it does. And then when we get older, we realize it doesn't fit our personality.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's very interesting. You were talking about earlier is about the different changes. And like every one of your jobs has basically changed dramatically. I mean, photography used to be the old blown bulb and everything like that. You weren't doing that, but it used to be the still pictures.
How old do you think she is?
I said
Ian?
she wasn't doing that. But then even now, like you said, it was going digital. So you had to learn all this stuff. I mean, let's be honest now. With the new iPhones that come out, you could basically take the best pictures in the world with that phone, and you could be Joe Blow down the street or hire somebody. So it's very interesting how, and then you get into real estate. And it changes. Like you said, that some people don't want to change and everything. Well, real estate always changing. I mean, for instance, during the pandemic, you would never thought you would have 30, 40 offers for every house that you put a listing for.
No one could have predicted any of that. Like that was constructive chaos right there. Yes, yeah. But you're right. Everything changes, and if we're not willing to change and grow, then we're done.
Yep.
We're done. Yeah. I've noticed a lot of changes, and the good thing about me is, even though I'll be 50. I'll let you know my age. I'm not mad. Yeah, I am. But yeah, so for my age, I am really a techie kind of gal. That was one of the things that, like in my previous jobs, they would add to my description on accident, IT department. Oh, we can't figure out why our Gmail can do this or that. And so they had their Donna, right? If you watch Suits, right?
Yep.
I was their Donna.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, it's a lot of change, but I love change. Actually, I think change is good.
You probably shouldn't have put that on air, because now everybody's like, oh, she knows IT. Let's just call her for IT. You'll be like, oh, come on, Babo.
They will. Actually, a good friend, and I'm okay with it. Call me up. Let me know. I can help you. It's fine. A really good friend of the family, she texted me on New Year's Eve, and she said, I just need this document scanned and faxed. And it was really, really upsetting her. I mean, and when there's things that you dread and you don't want to have to deal with it. And for me, it was like, oh, I have an app for that. And it took me, 3 clicks and so she hesitated to ask. And so it was like, no, I'm glad you asked, because, that was easy for me.
Right.
Whereas fixing my car, that's not that easy for me. I'm a mechanic. I know what they're talking about, but that doesn't mean I can go in and fix my car.
Right. Yeah. I'm great at fixing cars. I just drive it right into the mechanic, and they take care of it for me.
That's it right there.
Yes.
Delegation.
Yeah. Same with the flooring. Like you lay the floor. I'm phenomenal at the floor. I just have the guy come in and they take care of it for me.
Yes. Yeah. That brings me to a point too. One thing that they've taught me in Team Go-Go is, she taught us to calculate our hourly rate, and that blew my mind. She's like, look, I make $3,200 an hour if I melt down the income and divide it by however many active hours of work a week, whatever.
Right.
And she's like, why wouldn't I pay a VA or a TC to do so you have a red light, a yellow light, and a green light. The green light thing is what makes me this awesome and stay this awesome. The other things, I can pay someone, way less than an hour of my income to handle those things.
Right.
And that's been kind of difficult for me, because I'm very independent. And I believe in, if you want something done right, you do it yourself, right? So handing those reins over, you're right. I have to just delegate. Here's the expert. This mechanic knows how to do this thing on the van that I heard that it needs.
Yes.
So I'm focusing on that in the new year with, why am I, running out there to measure? I can send someone to put signs in the yard, right?
Right. Yes. And then you can do things that help
grow the business.
And actually better take care of your customers.
Right. I'm more functional and
Right.
more, so that's where the powerhouse comes in of the collaborative effort. And it's like, hey, and like when I first bought my first house, I was impressed but intimidated that my realtor said, oh yeah, my team will be in touch, because I wanted her to give me the attention as her customer that I needed, right?
Right.
But now I see it as, oh man, she had all these people like jumping in and hitting pop balls for me. Like they're out there swinging them,
Yep.
They're all working for it.
And you get taken care of better that way, really, because the other person, they don't have the time.
Right.
Right. So they take care of you.
Yeah, it's nice that you had a mentor do that. There's several times that we even had gurus come in, and they are totally anti having other people help them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't realize you are hurting yourself by doing that.
Right.
Because your income can grow so much, because you can let's be honest, most times a realtor's job is networking. Well, if you spend 7 hours a day behind the computer screen on paperwork,
Yep.
that's 7 hours you're not networking when you're just doing, I don't want to call it busy work, but busy work. I mean, so as a realtor, get out there and mingle. And like you said, all right, now I can hire somebody else, whatever dollars to do that. And I can sell 4 or 5 more houses and be doing just fine.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's a struggle, I think, for a lot of us, entrepreneurs.
Yep.
We like to take the reins and we like to keep a hold of them.
Yep.
But
you can't grow that way.
Yeah.
You just
but then I think it's just a matter of finding the good talent. You find the good handyman, you find the good mechanic, and it's just like when you go to pick a realtor, you go to pick a surgeon. You do your research, right? You make sure that they're an expert and that they're the top of their field, and that they're going to really know what to do with you.
Yeah, it's important.
Yes.
Yep. So what would you say your superpower or superpowers are?
Okay. I'm sure a lot of people tell you this. They don't think they have one. And I'm glad that I listened to a lot of your podcasts. By the way, I love the podcast, and I'm going to keep listening every time. So that's really, really awesome. So I thought long and hard about this. I even asked my friends and family. So I would say the collective opinion is that my superpower is that I have empathy, but I also meet people where they are. And so my parents raised me with their attitude, which they had this huge group of car friends. And their philosophy was my parents were the first responders. So as soon as someone needed help or was in a crisis or needed a friend to lean on, they were running into a burning building to help their friends. So I feel like that's my superpower, just being there to help people. I can, the empathy part, it's weird because a lot of people that are like perfect strangers will just somehow open up to me and tell me the most awful, traumatic things that have happened in their lives. And then they say, I don't know why I just told you that. I don't even know you. I've never told anyone this. So I think it's that. I'm a good listener.
Yeah, well, you must draw it out of them, and I think that's a huge
safe.
superpower
They know
for a
I'm
real estate
safe.
agent.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
they know I'm safe. I can save all the puppies. Okay, I can.
Now you sound like my wife.
Oh, good. Well, along that lines too. So I like to keep really busy. Like you said, you like to be at work because it's fun. So I do pet sitting on the side.
Oh, do you really?
Yes, and that's actually been really helpful because people with pets also are people who live in houses.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's been really fun. But yeah, all the dogs, they just gravitate towards me. So I'm the dog mom, and they know it. They just come to me.
Every time they bring her a dog, they're like, hey, look, you know what? I think you need a bigger yard. This dog just needs out. Yeah. Here's a house over here.
Yeah. Your dog told me that you should call our lenders and just see if you could get a bigger yard and a creek.
She's a dog whisperer.
Hey,
it's true. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. We actually have a pit bull mix right now that just came to live at our house after her loved one passed away. Oh. And she loves really hard. Like, she's hardcore, but she's the sweetest bully. And, everybody said, oh, she isn't going to get along with your other dog. Oh, they're sisters and they play. It's cute. And she's our protector. But yeah, so, just handling that and meet her where she is, right?
Yep. All right. So if somebody needs their dog watched or real estate, or would like to come on your team, or just wants to talk to you just for fun, what's the best way they can get a hold of you?
Oh yeah, let's grab a beer, coffee. Let's go bowling. I'll try to kick your tail in pool. I actually haven't played pool in a while, but I do love to play pool too. Yeah, they can just call me on my cell phone, text me, email me, all my social profiles. You just message me. It's cool. 317-565-9741. Probably said that really fast.
Yeah. Say it again. Because I didn't catch it.
Yeah. 317-565-9741.
Then call, text.
Call me, text me. Yeah.
She makes it easy.
She does.
I like to, I'm a people pleaser.
All right. So now I'm kind of curious on this. Since your parents were car people, all that good stuff. What was your first car?
Oh, you're going to love it. So, and I actually want to obtain this car again. So my first car was a 1965 Mustang hardtop with pony interior.
Okay.
Yeah.
What color?
It was the seafoam green.
Okay.
And so the interior was seafoam green. And it had the white stripe down the middle of the seats. I had my first cell phone back in 93 because my mom was so nervous for me to be out on the road. This thing was one of the big bag phones,
wow.
And it had the spiral cord and everything. So more tech changes for us. So yeah, and we didn't really use it because it was just for emergencies, and it was, like $1,000 a minute, right? I mean, that's an exaggeration, but that's basically where we were at.
Yeah.
So I drove that for, I don't know, a decade. It was a great conversation piece too. That's what I love about cars. You make a connection over an item that you treasure, and other people notice that they also treasure it. And so yeah, my first car was a 65 Stang. It was a one owner Garage Queen.
Wow.
The little old lady that sold it to us, she vetted me. She wanted to be sure this car was going to someone that she would trust. She didn't want to have to sell it. She was the original owner. So she'd had this car for decades. Yeah, so my dad thought that was cute that here she wasn't going to sell it to some car guy. She was going to sell it to this teenage gal. So that was fun. And then, so that car ended up getting sold when, I was pregnant with my 20-year-old. So we sold that, and I will eventually have one like it again. That was a really, really fun car to drive. I loved it. There's something about like the sound and like the smells and everything. I grew up on a racetrack bench too.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, my parents were very much into like the midgets and the sprints and the crazy eights and stuff. That was fun,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they still have the Hoosier 100 when you were down at the fairgrounds?
Maybe.
That was one of my favorite
probably
races.
did.
They did it the day before the 500. Most of the drivers for a long time drove in it.
Okay, yeah.
The day before they raced. Yeah, it was dirt track.
Oh,
It's phenomenal. I loved it.
We used to go to that all the time. One time my dad got, he said, let's sit right in the front row. And of course the mud clog comes and bonks him on the head.
You don't
and
sit on
in his cokes. And But yeah, so that was fun. So fast forward though, I just inherited my dad's car, and he had all different kinds of cars. He was the a president at the Mustang Club of Indianapolis for a good long time in the 80s. And then he was into street rods.
Okay.
So he had a 34 Chevy two-door.
Okay.
That we actually had sold off recently. But anyway, so he was into all the car shows and stuff. But his most recent purchase, which we joked about because he always said Cadillacs were like for, old men or whatever. And so when I was growing up, my grandpa in Noblesville had a Cadillac, and my dad was always like, oh, the Cadillac. Well, so when my dad passed away, I ended up inheriting Daddy's Caddy. So in my garage, I have his XLR-V. And man, that is such a fun car to drive. It's great. It's a two-seater.
Nice
Yep. No dogs are allowed.
What color is it?
It's black, and it has the tan interior.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It was fun, though. We had to YouTube some videos on how to get the top up and down.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So if people are listening, they don't realize it's basically almost like a Corvette style look.
Correct. Yep. Ian, good job.
I was in the car business for over 10 years.
Where?
Unlimited Motors and Coast to Coast. So.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, actually, it is a Corvette with a bow tie. It was built at the Kentucky facility. Yep. Yeah, so it's my vet.
Yeah, and it has a different look than a Corvette.
Yes.
It's got a more classical look, or I don't know how you.
It's more straight line. The
Yeah, straight
Corvette,
line is a good
the
word.
Corvette is more curved and everything like that. Where just like the Escalade and everything, they have the straight lines and everything. The XR is like,
Yeah,
maybe we should just start a
pretty
car
sleek.
show.
Maybe we should just do a
Car show.
a mortgage advisor's parade of cars.
Yeah, there you
know.
go. I'd be into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sleek though, and like so it's where when you bring the top up, you can actually make it so it's like the fin or whatever they call that. I forget what they call it, but yeah, so it's really fun. Oh, and my 17-year-old who has been driving for about a year, she's like, oh well, you wouldn't ever let me drive Papa's car, would you? She drove it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I said, I'll let you drive it, but I have to be in it.
I was going to say, were you in it? That's,
Yeah. Oh, another car story. This is cool. You'll like this. In 92, when I graduated from Carmel High School, my dad handed me the keys to his 89 convertible Mustang. And he said, get the car back here safely at the end of the night. Because he knew, people go out and celebrate after. I couldn't believe it. I thought, are you serious? He's going to let me drive this brand new convertible. So we drove off. I went and picked up my friends, and they were all like, what? So that was really fun. So we drove it over to Deer Creek. It's Deer Creek forever, just so everyone knows.
It is to me, too.
It is. Thank you. Thank you. Respect on that. But yeah, so we drove my dad's convertible Mustang over to Deer Creek and walked across the stage there.
Oh,
that's
really?
where we did commencement then.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. You graduated in
92.
92.
Yep.
Yeah, probably a couple of years before my oldest son.
Okay. When did he graduate?
I don't remember, but he graduated from IU, I think, in 2004. So he must have graduated about 2000.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah, he's a little behind me.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't.
Yeah, it's changed over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he's getting old.
That makes you older.
Yeah, I noticed that.
He's so mean to you.
I know.
Goodness
Yeah. I mean, I aged as soon as he was born. Just
That's when all the hair fell out.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
actually, it started before then.
Right? Yes. I hear that.
That's okay.
You started pulling your hair out at some point.
Yeah.
That's why you forgot when he graduated high
That's
school.
I can't remember.
You said he graduated. I don't care when.
And the worst part is, I asked him at Christmas. So when did you graduate? And I cannot, but it must have been around 2000 because I'm pretty sure he said 2004 for IU.
That's what counts, though.
That's what counts.
IU
Yeah,
graduation.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes,
That's
that's
exactly right.
That's awesome.
All right. So I got a good question.
Okay.
So everybody starts new jobs and we all learn from our mistakes because we all make mistakes as being new people. So when you started real estate, what is one mistake that you made?
Oh yeah, I'm kind of a rebel that way. I like to go all out. So my mentor, Phil Amodio, fabulous mentor. He's actually dual licensed. He's been licensed here and licensed in Nevada.
Okay.
So tons and tons of experience. Great mentor. He is amazing. I'm sorry, I forgot the question.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, what was some mistake? Yeah. So he said, well, you're just breaking all the rules right out of the gate. So in my first year, I made some mistakes where I was just giving too much of my time to a seller. And this is where I learned about doing the flooring and that sort of thing. How much effort am I putting in? We did lots of work helping the sellers sort through their whole life and downsize. And then, of course, the contract came through and it was not stout. Right? So wrote my first contract and then I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot this and this. So just little details that didn't really matter, but they bothered me. Right? So I would say, yeah, just kind of maybe going too far to help people. And then you learn from that mistake of, like you said, you can be more present where you really are gonna, like your actual expertise is needed over there. Yeah.
And I fully agree with you because I'm a people person too, and I want to make sure people are happy. And that is one area that especially when you first get your first client, your first couple, and you're like, oh, this is the one. I'm going to start right here. So you try and do everything you can and spend all your time. But guess what? You're more hurting yourself than anything.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And then, just, I think interpreting what people say has also been really important. You can be fairly intuitive about what someone is wanting or what they're needing if you ask the right questions and you're really listening to their answers. They'll lead you down a path of their information. They're going to give it up. Just like I said, they'll come to me with their weird, tragic stories and unleash it. So I think it's also about listening to what's underneath what they're telling you verbally, because a lot of times, people they're scared to tell you what they really need, or they think they have a limiting belief, right? So trying to see through some of those things is helpful.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I think my biggest mistake with like networking and stuff was not believing in my own business. And, one of the biggest things they taught me at the trainings was when people ask you what you do for a living, you don't say, oh, I sell houses, or, oh, I'm a realtor. You say, I run a real estate business. And so you wake up every day and you say, I'm going to take over the world running a real estate business again.
That's great.
Thank you.
It's just interesting because all that self-talk we do to ourselves, right, matters.
Yeah.
It affects us.
Right.
And in our type of business, we always have to be up. Mm-hmm. Okay. If we're not going to sell. Mm-hmm. We're not going to take care of our customers the way they need to be taken care of. So we always have to do that. I was listening to a book. This guy's he was a Blue Angel pilot, just really interesting guy. And his thing is, I'm happy to be here. That's part of what I'm happy to be here. No matter what, I'm happy to be here. Mm-hmm. How you doing? I'm happy to be here. And it sets you up. Mm-hmm. It's a great response. So I think those self-talks are really important.
It's a great mechanism. Everybody should have a method. And I mean, if you think about it, everyone has struggles. We all have little meanie on our shoulder. We have the mean girl in our head, whatever it is. The doubts. But then again, you can make your own superpower that you could fly, right? First, love yourself.
That's right.
And if you're coming from a place of gratitude like your friend, where can you go wrong, Yeah. So the positivity has been really a big deal.
Yeah, it matters.
Yes.
All right. So I want you to spread some positivity to people.
Okay. All right.
So if somebody was wanting to talk real estate with you or just have a conversation with you, beat you up bowling, whatever it is, what's the best way they can get a hold of you?
Okay. Just, on any of the social media platforms, Messenger is always quick and easy. My cell phone, you can text or call me there, 317-565-9741. You can also, look me up on my phone number is published on my Facebook profile and all that. You probably won't see yard signs with my photo on them yet. I'm getting that. We're going to do that. I have yard signs, but no photo there yet. So
you're just a photographer. Why would
Why would I want to succumb to being a victim now? But yeah. And then, I actually have some friends that reached out and they surprised me. And I thought to myself, hey, I should probably start looking at myself the way that they saw me. They came and they said, hey, so-and-so's thinking about getting their license. Would you have the time? I know you're really busy. And they think that I wouldn't want to take that time. I'm like over the moon ecstatic to meet with these people and just have the conversation and catch up with them.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So I think from there, that's where you can build a lot of possibilities, right? In the relationships that you have. It's all about that dash.
Yeah, absolutely. And to get a hold of Ian or I, go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. Or you can give us a call at 317-672-1938. It's 317-672-1938. And please follow us for more Indy's Real Estate Gurus.
A reminder, if you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, refinance, let us know. We'd be more than happy to help you. Hey, Mindy, thank you for joining us on our show. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thanks, Ian. Thank you so much, Rick. I'm going to share your podcast to all my friends.
Great.
Maybe we can have some other coworkers come in.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Are you looking for other gurus and
We're
rising
always looking
gurus?
for it.
Always out there. Okay, awesome. All right, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Branch NMLS number 33041. Rick Ripma's NMLS number 6645889. Ian Arnold's NMLS number is 1995469. Equal housing opportunity. Some restrictions apply.